Hey guys, my name is Brittany Wilson. I am also known as the Nerdy Nurse. Today I'm going to tell you an epic story. It's one I have not told basically anyone, mostly because it's been one of the most upsetting stories of my entire life. But it's about how this bag, the Knack Pack, probably the best backpack in the world, saved me and my family from being deplaned and frankly me from having a nervous breakdown and consequently probably preventing me from being put on the no-fly list for the rest of my life, which would have been an epic failure. So this bag is called the Knack Pack. It's made by a company called Knack. They make awesome bags that are expandable. And this is the key, this part right here that expands to basically almost double the capacity of this bag. I'm going to tell you the story, which is interesting, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the bag. So here's the story. We love going to Disney World. We go as often as we can. We're the crazy type of people who have DVC. If you don't know what that is, it's basically Disney's version of a timeshare. I know when you hear timeshare, you're like, oh my gosh, why would anyone invest in a timeshare? But let me tell you, if you go to Disney World, it absolutely makes sense. It pays for itself very quickly if you go 3 times, essentially, if you like to stay on Disney property. And we do. In fact, our DVC has already paid for itself. We go all the time. So on one of our occasions going to Disney World, we, on our way back from Disney World, had a lightsaber and several other bags. And in the airport, when we were getting ready to board the plane, we were stopped at the gate and told very abruptly we could not board the plane. We had too many bags. At which point I said, what? I'm sorry, what are you talking about? And we were immediately informed that a lightsaber counts as a bag. So, newsflash, if you weren't aware and you're planning to travel to Disney World, a lightsaber counts as a bag. I guess that makes sense. It is in a bag apparatus. It is bag-like. It is a long cylindrical bag. And then it, frankly, doesn't qualify for any of the bag requirements. I don't know why they even let you fly with it at all, but there you go. It's one of the 2 bags you can have, and it counts as a bag. In addition to that, I had a little tiny purse. Actually, I can show you. I have it on my desk right here. I have this little tiny purse that is essentially big enough to carry like my AirPods and my phone. And this is a purse that I just keep on my person at any given time. And at this point, we had been sitting in the airport with a baby for 3 hours after being at Disney World, and my brain was not functioning. So I didn't even think about the fact that I had that purse, nor the fact that a lightsaber was a bag. So I think total with all of those, we had 7. So I said, I'm sorry, let me fix this really quickly. And so because I had the Knack Pack, I was able to shove it in the bag. So apparently that was still upsetting because my kid wasn't holding his bags properly. And he was tired. He was 11 at the time. He was tired and frustrated and didn't want to hold his bag. And so what happened then is she said he had to hold his 2 bags or that wasn't going to count. So we were able to shove another bag inside of another Knack Pack to consolidate, putting us down to even 5 bags. Well, long story short, she was irritated and didn't want us to fly anymore, even though the Knack bags had truly saved the day and we were in full compliance at that point. She had felt that we had attitudes and we were too sassy and didn't want us to fly. So at this point, this story is going to be less about the Knack bags and more about airlines and their just ability to do whatever they want, apparently. So she calls the manager over, or the supervisor, who tells us we're not going to be able to fly on this flight. We're going to have to fly on another. And we're like, why? And they said we had 2 strikes against us. And we say, why? And they said we had caused a disruption at airport security 3 hours ago. And I kind of laughed and I said, 3 hours? You didn't want to tell us, while we sat here for 3 hours that I had caused a problem, so that, maybe we would have been more thoughtful about every step we took in this airport ever since. So she changed the subject. Immediately after that, a gentleman in the airport intervened and told the manager that basically what they were doing was absurd, that we didn't do anything wrong, that the woman at the gate was sort of using her authority and showing force to just make a scene and a spectacle of herself, and to just, I don't know, I guess, show that she could have power over me. So they were going to move us to another flight. Turns out halfway through the other flight was too full. And they had to put us back on that other flight. The lady at the gate basically was told, these people have to fly on this flight because their bags meet these requirements. They consolidated, I guess they're going to fly on this flight. So the moral of the story is, without the Knack bags, we wouldn't have been able to consolidate, which was fantastic. The bigger issue I have, though, is what transpired there was absolutely ridiculous. A simple confusion due to mom brain and just not understanding something was going to result in us not being able to fly home with our family after we had sat there for hours and were exhausted and tired. And frankly, if that had happened, I would have gone insane. I would have had a nervous breakdown and probably would have never been allowed to fly again. Anyways, that's my story about how the Knack bag saved us from having a nervous breakdown, how airlines have absolutely too much authority. That's ridiculous. Why are they allowed to just arbitrarily make decisions like that and push their weight around when, we fixed the problem and easily moved along? And there's that. So Knack bag, I've read a full review about it. I highly recommend it. The most critical feature that makes this thing, different from everything else is this expanding pack right here, which basically means that you can, if you travel at all, like if you backpack or anything, you can literally use this as one bag. So if you ever thought about backpacking in Europe or anything like that, like this is your jam. I occasionally will go to conferences for like a day or two, and I get really annoyed to have to carry rolling luggage when really all I need is just 1 or 2 days change of clothes. This is all you need. One of the slogans they have for their company is one bag life, and I think it's incredibly accurate. There are 3 sizes. I think the medium is perfect for most people. There is also a small. The small, I think, is probably fine for kids and maybe high school students, but as an adult, this would be a little too tiny for me. And also the maximum computer size it will fit in its dedicated computer pocket is only 13 inches. And so that's a little too tiny for me. So I would definitely upgrade, but I do love this beautiful blue color. And then there is a large, which is the size that my husband prefers. Now, I almost like this for me, but it is a little too big. However, if I was taking one of those larger business trips, this might be right because there's a bigger room for clothes, and this would carry a 17-inch laptop. The one thing I do want to show you is I like the way that the pockets open like all the way up like this so that you have lots of room for all kinds of stuff inside. There's pockets all over the place. There's pockets here, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket up here. There's a huge pocket down here that's really good for all your cables. I love that there's a completely enclosed water bottle pocket in the side. This is just absolutely amazing. The bag, seriously, it's a bag that I wish I had had in nursing school. Thought I could carry all those heavy books around, but was certainly thankful to have it on vacation, where in Disney World you sometimes come home with more stuff than you went with and might need to consolidate, or else they won't let you get on the plane. So that's my story about how the Knack Pack allowed us to fly home and saved us from having a nervous breakdown. Also, fun fact, if you travel with an infant on lap, I'm trying to tell everyone this, If you ever want to travel with an infant on lap that is not ticketed, you got to bring a birth certificate to the airport or they won't let you fly with them. Pass it on. Have a great day, guys.